Alright folks, we're back on hopefully what's the last part of the video here, to answer the questions. So some of the questions I was getting directly was, did the guy take care of the engine, or did he offer to take care of it? The answer is no. You know, the guy was very unprofessional. I don't want to be mean, I don't like talking bad about people, but I mean, the bottom line is, it's like a friend of mine has a saying, this guy did me dirty. I mean, that's all there is to it. The guy did me dirty. The salesman did me dirty. This was bad from the first minute we laid eyes on the car. It was a Craigslist ad as a private owner. I get to the lot, and it was a house with a little gravel lot on the side. And I should have knew right there, just turn around and leave. Because I don't buy cars off used car lots, just for this reason. Trying to think of anything else to tell you guys. I mean, he ripped off, he knew it was for my son. He knew it was going to be his first car, told me the car was safe. Meanwhile, the brakes were gone. Bad axle, bad motor mount, bad cracked exhaust manifold. Not to mention they had rigged up the rod bearings to get the car down the road. I mean, unbelievable. There's no way I would put a child in this car in the condition it was. It was totally unsafe and not fit for the streets. If this would be in Pennsylvania for PA state inspection, it would have failed with 2 or 3 sheets worth of stuff that it needed. I'll take, credit that some of the stuff I put on here didn't have to be put on here, like the new spark plug wires and stuff like that. But if you got it apart and it's worth doing right. So I did put a new fuel filter, new plugs, new cap rotor, a new wires, things of that nature. I flushed the transmission, did all that stuff. But man, this guy did me dirty. At this point, I've filed with all kinds of people, Better Business Bureau, Mike DeWine's office. I've called 3 of my state reps, a couple of the state senators. I filed with the Bureau of Motor Vehicles against them. I've called the state police, motor vehicle fraud, and I've got Detective Starr at Smithfield Police Department. I have a phone call into him. I'm waiting to hear back from everybody. I've filled out a ton of paperwork, sent in a ton of pictures, videos of the evidence. I don't think I was being unfair by asking them just to pay for half the engine. I was willing to eat the tow at the time. I was willing to eat the labor. But, because this guy's jerked me and my son around so bad, now I'm asking for the tow, the labor, and the price of the motor. So I don't understand why he just didn't go for the original amount of money, but it is what it is. So if you have any more questions or comments, I think I answered. I'm trying to remember all the questions, man. I must have had 30 questions. The car is not R-titled. There was a question if I did a Carfax. I did run the Carfax report. I looked at it on the screen. I just haven't printed it out. I didn't really see anything alarming on there. And I also called one of the former places that had worked on this car, which was it was called Conrad's Auto Repair, and it was up around Cleveland, and they were nice enough to give me all the service records on the car. They said when it left there, which it was just there not that long ago, they said there was no rod knock. So like I said, all the evidence, especially the bearings, it's all pointing at the used car lot. And then the other thing is, when you say something to me on the phone about, you've shoved rod bearings in the cars many a times over the years, and how many years you've been in business and all this malarkey, and these cars have went to better part of 30,000 miles on shoving new rod bearings on an old crank. That's just shady. Yeah, you can do that if the crank's nice and smooth, and if it didn't damage the rod, and the rod's not out around and things like that, you can get away with that. I won't disagree with that. But this crank, I showed it on the previous videos. I mean, it was like 60 grit sandpaper. I mean, it was annihilated. It's out of round. It's not even a complete circle round. I even went so far as we went ahead and put new bearings in it and drove it for about 3 miles. We documented everything and pulled the bearings back out just to show the damage that was done in just 3 miles. And by the way, the bearing I had to stick in there was 0.5 millimeter undercut. And like I said, the plasma gauge, I got all that information. The crank's not even completely round on number 2. So this engine sounds great. No noises, no valve train noises, no knocks, no nothing. It purrs like a kitten, drives down the road good. I've put a couple 100 miles on it. So if you got any more questions for me, go ahead and hit me up. I'll try to answer them. Other than that, the next video will probably be either me having to take them to court, or if the guy decides to be honest and make this right, then I'll get on here and I'll let you guys know, hey, the guy was honest, and he made it right. But until then, these videos will stand as they are. So hopefully this don't happen to you. Once again, I'm out. Got any questions or comments, hit me up. Thanks for watching.